What up? It's your boy Rich and at it again with another video for you guys. Pillar Chasers 2 last update completely changed the game. New upgrades for survivors, being able to pick maps as killers, absolutely changed the meta game on which monsters are the best and which ones are the worst, making my last tier list almost completely obsolete. Today, me and a friend are going to be discussing on which spots each monster deserves to be in. S tier from being the best, and all the way to D tier for being the worst. I stream every other day on Twitch and TikTok, so if you guys want to join in live and comment on these videos, feel free to join me.
Ratio you in front of all your fans.
So every take of mine's going to be amazing, and then yours are all going to be really doo-doo cheeks.
Yeah, I feel like we should put PCX in F tier because that's what everyone thinks, and we should buff PCX again.
MX and S tier, everybody fucking 0 tier. Like, so bad they get their own tier.
Vapor, and honestly, hear me out. Vapor should get his own tier in F tier. He actually just sucks so ass.
Yeah, he gets completely countered by Invincible unless you
get
a spider hit. Yeah, I think everything's working actually, so we could just
put him in V tier.
Yeah, I honestly think Vapor's really not in the best spot right now. Also, like, he doesn't do well against Invincible. Cloak, his thing. You have to like hope it spawned on you to reveal them at the same time. And he kind of does well against Rewind though. I'll give him that, because if you're always oh wait, no, it's still showing. Okay. Like, because if they rewind, you can just go back to your previous position and then catch him. So I think that's what he does well. But I think he kind of sucks ass at everything else. So
the problem I have with Vapor is, unlike every other monster who got some type of compensation buff or just changes in general, aside from also Baldy, I believe, Vapor just got nothing, and for that he struggles heavily.
Yeah.
Honestly, and the rework isn't coming out until 2054, so we'll just stuck with Vapor not being good for a long time.
Lemon Funky's gonna update before we get the Vapor rework.
Hell no.
I mean,
we're gonna get
the maps are kind of smaller now, like so that's kind of good for him, I guess. But I feel like that's not enough to justify a tier up, you know.
Forest was made better. I think that's one of his better maps now, but other than that, he just does nothing good. Like, why pick Vapor if you could pick anyone else? If you want a high damage monster, just go MX or someone like that.
All right, and now Rosemary. Honestly, I think because she for me was previously A tier, I think she's probably B tier. I think now. Honestly, I'm not too sure on where it's. I'm kind of leaning between these two spots.
I haven't seen many, if at all. I played against one Rosemary who did. They wiped like about half the lobby, but it was also on Dungeon. I don't know if Dungeon's like a good map for Rosemary.
It was at like fucking level 86 Rosemary, dude. That I wanted to kill myself, bro. She's super good against upgrades. So if you just get in a chase with her, you just can't really use any of your upgrades to help out.
Does Demonic Shriek counter Invincible?
Yes.
Okay.
Does any type of damage. That's why I was saying Vapor Spiders. If it gets hit off, it gets rid of it.
Yeah. Sorry.
But I think the maps being smaller is actually kind of detrimental to her though, because she loses.
Yeah, because of like the stamina drain, and also she had like 42, 46 stamina, and it went down to 38.
Yeah, it's like a 15 stamina nerf, dude. Like, I don't know why they she's way less polarizing now. Like, it's definitely easier to like actually get away from her. But I feel like that kind of budgeted her a little bit.
I still don't like the smoke screen she has. I hate stamina drain mechanics in general.
Yeah, it's literally if it touches you, you're dead. There's not anything you can do.
Yeah. They didn't fix the core issue with Rosemary, but she's weaker, so like it is what it is.
And then this one...
yeah,
Finish what you were saying.
Okay, so Baldy, I feel like he's not S tier, but with the map, with like the map selection you can do, you can always just guarantee like a decent map for Baldy. And because of that, and like you said, maps are smaller, so he can force you into notebooks.
Yeah.
I'd say he gets max speed a lot more reliably than he did back then. So for that, I'd say probably B or A tier.
But my only problem with it is that he sucks ass against upgrades. Like he's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
bad.
that's fair.
I mean, it's not like too bad where he gets like hard countered by any of them, like invincible. Oh, I gotta hit you one more time, or like rewind. You gotta go back a little bit. But not having to ever play on my world as Baldy definitely probably puts him to B tier, maybe even A tier, depending on who you ask. Honestly,
I would say just in general, just have him at B tier because that map change just helped him out so much.
yeah, I think he's probably
Because before,
better than Rosemary,
yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
yeah, I'd probably say that. Are we going in order? Or are we just going in
Yeah,
like with the
just
tier
it's
it
not
says?
in order because it kind of got fucked up from the last time I did this. I don't even know who it is now because they changed the UI, so we'll just do it how it is like this.
Uh, I think it was either EXE or Aoni.
I think EXE's below, so I think it's Aoni.
So then, yeah, we can do Aoni.
Um,
I'd say they buffed his speed, so now he's just barely slower than you in his regular Oni form, so that helps. I haven't really played against many out Onis or played much out Oni except the one, so
he
I'd say
unfortunately does get kind of hard countered by upgrades because
okay.
the thing is with Aoni,
Yeah.
you want to ambush, you want to try to get 2 hits off, and that's how you win chase.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you
Does
don't,
Invincible just kind of fuck that?
yeah. So but if they have invincible, you lose that ambush hit, and then you get a hope that they make a mistake and you get 2 free hits because that could absolutely increase the amount of how long a chase is.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But 4 is being changed because that was like one of his worst maps because you could just see him transform from like halfway across. Now that it's very
Yeah.
small, it's definitely better for him, I would say. So
Mm-hmm. I would say probably B tier still.
yeah, definitely. I think he's
He
better
he's
than Rose though. I don't think he's better than Baldy.
yeah. No, I say Baldy's better than Aloni. Okay, now EXE. So at the start of this update, it was looking really
Yeah,
promising.
really
His two,
promising.
yeah,
Somewhere up
yeah,
here,
his too slow got buffed to 28.5, so he's faster than PCX.
map
He's
picker,
the
being
fat,
able to not
yeah,
pick a shit map.
yeah. And then also stamina gets regened when he's using too slow, so that helps him out. Sounds really good, but a big oversight happens while you can jump over his traps, making him completely useless. I
I
would
think
not say D tier because he can still trap vital parts on the map, and some players
yeah,
obviously
you
don't
just
know
have to
that.
like know.
And some maps can be dark enough to where you can't see the trap. So even
Exactly.
with that knowledge, he can still, yeah, yeah, that's fair.
Okay, I don't know why I got.
It happens.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You can just make the top C and then bottom. No. Move Vape up, call that D, and then move EXE down and make yeah like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So EXE, if it wasn't for the bug, would still be B tier because his chase, not his chase, but like his main ability to help catch up got way better, and it helps, especially with that stamina buff. That stamina buff was massive.
Mm-hmm.
Like that helps him so much. And then they also fix like the time bug, so he doesn't not get time if he kills you with just M1s. So all of that is really good, but they just his the you can
Jumping.
just you can yeah. I'm so mad at the change that I can't speak.
Dude, I don't even know what.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't know why that's ever they wanted that a mechanic. Like I get it for it needs to be for MX, but all it does for certain areas, you have there's cheese spots. You jump onto certain things, and then some monsters just can't get you. Like if you play
Yeah, unfortunately.
Fazbear's, they could jump on the slide and they could jump on the arcade machines, and if you're a certain monster, you can't do anything about it.
Not now though. Neither my goat. But
Nilosaurus. I
yeah.
don't think he really.
No. Yeah. Oh, are we going to? Are we just jumping to Nilo?
Yeah, you mentioned it. We might as well. I don't even know what
Yeah,
the
fair enough.
fucking order
Okay.
is, so I think we'll just kind
Okay.
of do whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah. Fuck it. Whatever. Okay. Nilo. Uh. So the 40 stamina buff actually is huge because his M1s give him 2 stamina. So if you do bite, stop, regain stamina, you can recover way more stamina. So it helps him out and chase so much. And plus the leap, his leap attack actually that's like a hidden massive buff. So
Yeah, he was
this
A
might be
tier
a
for
bit
me
of.
before.
I thought you put him in B tier.
Did I? I might have to look that up real quick. I think I have it on my
I
files
know.
somewhere. I gotta check real quick.
Yeah, I could have sworn you put him in B tier, but honestly, this might be a stretch now. But I think with these recent buffs, plus with the map rotation, so you can guarantee you get decent Nilo maps. He's an A. I say he's an A tier monster.
Yeah, I think he's probably top of A tier. Yeah, let me. Yeah, my video I
I
did have him
wouldn't.
B tier. So, but I think
Okay,
he's definitely
I
top of A tier, honestly.
I would agree, but with the lack of aura reading, I just don't say he's A. He's top of A.
Oh
Definitely
yeah,
like mid
true.
A though. With like
Yeah, because
mid
you could
A, he's
really.
really good.
It's like an Inkville situation. If you just don't get greedy and kind of just hide like a little pussy all game, they really can't do anything, or you can't do
Yeah,
anything as
but
Nilo.
Yeah, but unlike Inkfell, if Nilo actually finds you, you before he wasn't really a targeted monster, but now with like the bus, I'd say he can definitely play like a targeted monster. And he
Um,
just if you get in a chase with him, he just wins.
yeah.
Okay, but yeah,
And he doesn't care about invincible. He's a low damage monster. He's just gonna bite you one more time.
yeah.
Not gonna do anything.
And
Cloak would be annoying, but if you get rad, he can just see you. So
oh oh don't
regardless.
oh don't forget the heartbeat. You can hear them with the heartbeat,
Oh
so
yeah,
that helps.
bro. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, the heartbeat passive
Oh,
refire
I
tunnel.
love playing on Oni's mansion, where anytime I walk in the top floor, it's like clank 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 clank. Like that's
Yes,
not
sir.
annoying or anything.
Yes, sir. We found a use for
W
nice
Nilo
passes.
buff.
Let's go.
All right, Mr.
Uh,
Sammy. So his stun is really
that
good, but he's bugged as fuck right now. So I don't know if they've actually fixed it, but you
uh,
can't domain people at all. You can't put them in
that's
the domain.
crazy.
You can't enter your domain. It's just closed off.
Even without that bug, would you say he's like a moved above D? Because I feel like he still suffers from the
Yeah, he's
same
definitely
problems.
C tier for me now. Probably high top of C tier. My main issue with him is that he's just RNG. Like you get lucky,
That
you
and
spawn on someone. Like because if you ever just try chasing a person as Sam, you're never gonna catch up to anybody that's like slightly good at the
yeah,
game.
that's like my main issue. Like they didn't really fix the core issue. Like they kind of alleviated where if you get in his wrath radius, then you just die for it because he gets a speed boost or slow for 2 seconds, then he can just make you dance. But other than that, he just suffers from the same problems. He's just same old Samsonite.
Yeah.
Not really
I
much
really
to
hope the
say.
rework for Sam they kind of make him a bit more less RNG dependent.
I don't want them to scrap the domain mechanic, but honestly, if they don't, he's just always going to be RNG fest. Like they have to make him bad in Chase because of it, but without it, then it doesn't really feel like Samsonite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
I don't know how it.
it's not really fun
Yeah,
anyways when a Sam spawns on you and then gets a free hit, free kill.
yeah,
You just can't do anything
yeah. But
about
it's
it.
also enough. But it's also enough fun when the survivors just don't stick to doors and that you just don't have any map to go. So I don't know. I don't know how to fix Sam.
Sam would probably be here without bugs. I mean,
Yeah.
like I can't really think of anything either. Like I really thought that doors like having set locations was gonna make them less RNG, but he's kind of still is. Maybe if they made it where
Yeah.
I can't even think of anything that wouldn't be like too breaking for one side because he either makes Sam really fucking ass or he's like really really good.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I just have to say scrap the whole domain mechanics and just do something else with it, but then he's not. Yeah,
Let's see. I'm gonna put him here, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to win against an Inkfill, as long as it's not Fazbears, because you're gonna lose on Fazbears, just don't be greedy. Just I know you want those points, you want those prio points, but if you just play like a bitch and you just hide, Inkfill cannot do anything unless he gets lucky or unless he zones you off, which is also map dependent, but that's not really as bad now. He's this
New Forest works out really well for him. So I
yeah
saw.
yeah he's definitely way better because of map picker because he was the most map dependent monster in the game because you just I got a bad map, I'm just gonna lose or I'm not gonna get any kills. Or I got fast bears. I'm just gonna press 1 and 2 and fucking kill everybody in 2 seconds. Like
Yeah, yeah. There's Inkfell on Fazbear's is like one of the main reasons why I don't want to map pick it because every time I see an Inkfell, I just go, okay, if he picks Fazbear's, then I just lose. Like
dude,
nothing I
yes,
can do about it.
I know I have a diamond Inkfill, but like, bro, Inkfill is so boring to play against because I'm just like, I'm just gonna
Bro,
have to sit in a corner for 3 fucking minutes. I can't do my objective because he's coming all over the buttons. I can't go over and
dude.
do it. Like
Every Inkfell match has just been on Fazbear's, and I swear it's like some of the most miserable shit I've ever seen because you even though it's worthless, you can't slide when you're inked. So like, what am I supposed to do against this? I just lose for free.
yeah,
Either I get objectives and lose for free, or I just sit in a corner and we're both bored as
I
hell.
will give you a tip though if you do want to try to be greedy. As long as the Inkfill doesn't teleport, if you have invincible, you can just take a free hit. From them blowing it up.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah, that's
if
fair.
the Inkfill doesn't teleport because now you're inked. Now you're like right next to him. Easy kill. Now that
Yeah,
he's like
no, no,
way
no,
faster too. So
yeah.
he's probably better than
You
Nilo,
got all these.
honestly. Move him.
Plus, you got all these like really good buffs. I feel like if we wanted to buff anything, why do we make Devil's Rage hit farther? Now I just get hit from even more
Yeah,
bullshit.
and like if it hits a portal and it blows up the portal, and then that does like
Dude, I swear,
95 or something, like
yeah.
fucking way
Dude,
too much.
I could be 5 PCXs away from a portal, but since I used Devil's Rage like 5 years away, like the hair of my chinny chin chin just barely connected with like the molecules of the portal, and I explode and I take 35 damage for it. So annoying.
Um, Whist. Uh,
He gets stamina for the frenzy, and his bombs go last longer if he M1s. So that's all meaningful. But like, I haven't seen any whiffs at all, and the ones I do see,
so I
it
played
feels like
against a
the exact
couple.
same.
It's the same thing, and I'll tell you right now that frenzy change is good, but you're already like standing still when you use frenzy, so you already were recovering stamina. It just now kind of like fully replenishes your stuff. But if
Yeah,
anybody hears you like pop it, they're just gonna get distance and not like you catch up. Because Whis is one of those
yeah,
monsters that he's like a noob stomper. Like he's really hard to
yeah. No,
beat.
I get that.
But if you know how to play
Funny thing.
against him, you finish
Funny
first.
thing, I was playing mainlands against a Wisp. Me and another player just kept a Wisp in like the main Tubby house for like an entire minute, and he couldn't kill us because he kept trying to greet us with gobble bombs,
Yeah,
and he lost the match because of it.
and like Whis,
This
you
doesn't
kind of
relate at
have
all,
to
but like,
you kind of have to zone with gobble bombs, and that's super map dependent. Like, it's a straight hallway. I can't really do anything. Like, and now that the
yeah,
balls are like super weird and short now, that like you can't really like zone them.
yeah, yeah. I'd say he's probably
Yeah.
and Farva is C tier. I don't know what it
He's
is
either
about.
C tier or
I
D
don't know
tier
what it
for
is
me,
about this.
honestly. I think he's honestly
I wouldn't.
upgrades he's worse too.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put him in Vapor tier. I don't think any monsters on the same tier as Vapor.
Yeah, because he could at least win, unless the player is really good. This is like
Yeah, yeah,
can succeed unless the player is like really good tier, and this is just can't do
yeah.
anything even if you play perfect.
Even then, you can still kind of catch a good player off guard with a Wisp. You can't really catch anyone off guard with a Vapor. Even if they're like semi good, you can still kill. semi-competent players with Wisp, you just can't do anything as a Vapor, and this was like really new. Or just I'll put him with the headset off.
Stricken honestly was kind of like uber buffed for a bit, so he was kind of like right here.
No, it was so stupid.
Yeah.
With no Pinky before the nerf was faster than PCX, and with the new tick damage, it was so stupid. But now since it's like he's like same speed as too slow EXE right now, I say he's probably like either B or A.
Yeah, I think he's always been like a really good balanced monster for me. He just kind of now that he's way faster though, it's kind of harder for a survivor to not make as many mistakes
And
during his chase.
also that tech damage is really underrated. That shit, if you get hit by a custom mid chase, you should probably just count your days because you're
Yeah,
not.
it does 30 now full if you don't cleanse it or if
It
anybody
does.
doesn't cleanse
Oh
it.
my
So
God.
um he makes cloak useless if you get stricken, obviously, because he can just see you.
Yeah.
He kind of doesn't really care if you have invincible because tank form knocks you to a wall if it hits you, and his normal he just
Yeah.
does low damage in his like base form, so he doesn't really care. He's just gonna keep wailing on you.
And also, he can like if you use invincible, can you like set up a custard and just infect you with that
Yeah,
while
yeah,
regaining
because
his
you're
infection?
walking,
Yeah.
so you can't do anything. So
Yeah, so all he has to do is just get up close, custard you, and now you just die for free.
yeah, I think he's better than Ink because he's not map dependent.
Yeah.
Like he kind of was
Would you say
before.
not? I wouldn't say map dependent. I would say the form you play on was map dependent.
Yeah, because you had like a different like if it's forest, I'm tank form all game. I'm trying to just chuck boulders out here,
Yeah,
or if it's my world.
yeah,
But now Camp
but if
Pioneer's
you
new forest, it's super small and super easy to spam custards everywhere.
yeah,
He still kind of sucks
yeah,
at
but
my
now
world.
on like yeah, but like I have not seen a single my world, so like that's kind of irrelevant.
Because that's the worst map for anybody. I think it's so ass, dude.
It's a it's a
It's
it's a
so
pretty
ass.
bad map.
I
I
hate how
agree.
there's like
I feel
ledges,
bad for
but you
like
can't jump down the ledges because they have invisible walls and like the spring.
or some that you can drop off. It's like it's so inconsistent.
Um,
I feel bad. I feel bad for liking that map. It's like a guilty pleasure map for me.
Jeffrey, I think he's gonna top a B tier. He's right now. He was with EXE previous patch my most balanced monster in the game character because as long as you play well, or if the Jeff plays well, that's just what depends on if you win or lose chase against a Jeff. You know, unless he like
Yeah,
ambushes you, but I mean that's your fault for letting a Jeff
he's
sneak up on you. You know, so
yeah, he's an ambush monster. He should be rewarded for ambushing you. And honestly, I feel like Jeff is the best balance and one of the most fun additions to the game. I never complain when I go against a Jeff, aside from like the rare instance where he uses his Sephiroth knife to snipe me from across the map. But other than that, I can't hate a Jeff. Plus, with the new maniacal haste buff, it gives him one more speed. So I think he's like 25 now because he used to be 24 in maniacal haste. So he got made a bit faster, so it helps out.
yeah, he's not really map dependent besides my world, but you know,
Ugh, we don't
like,
talk
you
about
just
that,
don't
man.
pick
No
my
one likes
world.
it.
So now we got Forest
Just as
King.
long as the map. Oh, sorry.
No, you finish what you were saying. I want to
Oh,
say
I was gonna say, as long as the map isn't super open like Gilgamesh or anything, you should be fine with Jeff.
yeah, but also, why are you picking Gilgamesh as a Jeff? You know, like
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So like, don't pick those two maps and you'll be fine.
Forest King. I don't know.
I don't know because
I'm so glad he's not S tier anymore because I fucking hated this character. It was literally such
no,
no
who
skill, bro. 2 and then 1 and then oh my god, I win chase. Like no, that wasn't fun. Now you actually got to think.
Bulletskin was like Bulletskin was like my easiest silver, but I swear to God, that was like the most boring silver grind I've ever had in my life. I did not understand how people could play Bulletskin and find them legitimately fun.
Yeah. Them being like super fast, I like. They kind of like very punishable. Like if you don't
Yeah,
use your cooldowns correctly. I think she's kind of map
I
dependent
do.
now though too, also, because of her barricades.
Yeah. Yeah, and also looking facade, the heads got put on a massive cooldown now, so they're like 16 seconds. So if you fuck up a head, you really feel it.
Yeah. I need to
And
play
but
way
also, I
more
want,
against Forest King, like a really good Forest King player. But
yeah,
honestly, I've never had like an issue surviving against
yeah.
any of them.
From
So
from what I've noticed though, like the branch, the new ability is like almost impossible to get away from. I've only gone away from it once, and that's when I had to use energy burst to get it off
if you
me.
time your
But,
slide correctly, you can get out of it like really easily.
oh, you can? I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah.
Oh,
She's
okay. Well, that's cool.
I think she might be A tier because she kind of makes upgrades kind of useless, but I don't think she's like the best overall in chase, and like map dependent.
She's a weird pick because like I don't know. That's the thing. I don't really see much Ghost King, so like I can't really say. But I would say probably Asia because I have been killed by really good Force Kings who wall me off mid chase, and I go, damn, I die, but like that was really good on her or them, him, whatever. But yeah,
It.
I would say probably A, but like bottom A, just
Yeah.
because I'm not really sure.
Um, Vita Mimic. Uh, this one kind of
I can't
hurts,
wait for this to rework.
but he gets super bullied by fucking upgrades because
Damn, he drops way down.
his whole thing is that he ambushes you, gets 2 hits on you, and he basically wins, and you can't really do it. There's no counterplay to that. But with stuff like Invincible, you can take a hit, you can take a invis hit you didn't see, and then you could just run forward, and then the Vita can't do anything. You could rewind,
Yeah.
and then the Vita can't really do it unless you like rewind to like a really bad spot. Cloak kind of
Yeah,
sucks
I mean,
ass because the bleed effect, but I don't think you really should be cloaking
can
in
you
front
see
of a
the
monster.
outline? If he sniffs you, can you still see the outline if you cloak, or is that also gone?
Also doesn't work, and also that he has the
Okay.
worst aura reading ability in the game, dude. Like I don't I after me playing him so much, I still don't understand how it works. Like it sometimes reveals
I
people, sometimes doesn't. Sometimes it wants you to shake your
what?
camera around ferociously. Sometimes it wants you to just look right at them, which is why I think
Yeah,
Stefano
from
sucks ass as an item now, because you have to be right on the monster for it to like do anything.
yeah, but like it helped me out when I went against Yoda in that ward game. Without Stefano out of that, I would have died without it. So
um,
I objection. Stefano can be semi useful sometimes.
I feel like this is gonna be kind of a weird one for me. I think I might want to put Vellum in S tier
I fucking hate this, but
because he
whatever way
doesn't
you want. I
care.
don't care about this.
Because he doesn't care about upgrades. Because I mean,
Yeah,
cloak you press 2, it reveals you. He 2 shots you. Um, he can pick his best maps, so you don't ever have to worry about getting a really small map. Which he's still kind of good on small maps because it's clones, which he could just blow up. That's why I think he's S tier. He's not bad.
yeah.
Like I think he's good
The
on every
problem
map.
with Vellum, the problem with Vellum is like no one's really good with him, so no one
Because
sees just
he's
how
fucking boring as
stupid
shit,
this
and nobody wants to
pipeline is.
play as him. Like,
Good, fuck Vellum. I don't want anyone to play this fucking
yeah,
bird.
and he's also super irritating to face ever because all Valen
Yeah.
players just target you, and then they win chase for targeting you for fucking 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So
People say PCX is a bad targeter. Wait till you go against like a semi decent Vellum. You will want to wish you go against PCX if you go against a good
yeah,
Vellum.
who's the worst
Vellum.
targeter? Level 1 Rosemary or a fucking Valen player, dude? Like,
Oh, top 10 decisions God couldn't make. Ugh.
um, I think
Honestly, yeah, I would say Vellum's A tier. Oh no, S tier, S tier. Sorry, not A tier.
I'm gonna be for real with
Uh,
you. I think
what
Fuwadi's
is?
also another S tier character because he's always
If
been an underrated sleeper pick, but his problem is that he's map dependent, unlike MX, because he's just kind of like mini MX. But now that you could just
yeah,
pick what maps you want, he doesn't care. Well, he kind of gets countered by Invincible if you charge first, but I don't know why you're charging first, unless you're trying to like ambush someone,
uh, Yeah, like an ambush attack, you could possibly
Yeah, but
use
if
that,
you
especially with the Asian skin, but we didn't talk about that.
yeah, but if you oh yeah, we'll get to fucking classic fucking fully black in a couple of seconds, real quick.
Oh
But
my god, don't remind me.
but like if he hits you with a charge and invincible, once invincible procs, it takes like 20 of your stamina, and then Fuwadi's just gonna win chase. Like I
Yeah,
only
because he
ever
can
lose
outstamina you,
chases as
especially with
Fuwadi if I'm like missing all my M1s like a total bot.
for real. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes you just suck ass with Fawadi, and it just happens. But I don't know about S tier. I do think he's really good. If anything, I'd probably say top of A. I'm just not really sure about S tier.
Why do you not think for S tier?
I I, I don't know because maybe it's just that I haven't played against a lot of Fawadis because a lot of Fawadis I've seen they do well. They can definitely like get to LMS, but I don't really see many like win because some upgrades just like invalidate Fawadi. I could just be me being like really dog shit, but I actually got fucked over by a Paley user in LMS and it costed me the round. But that is also because I was being very impatient. Maybe he
Yeah,
has that
that's
too.
but that's just kind of like with Fuwadi. You have to play kind of patient with him. You know, you can't just be
Yeah.
trying to bite everybody. Because like my
Yeah, but like
criteria,
it's fun.
yeah, my criteria for this is S tier, is characters that are good in everything or most or like what their skill set is, and they're not map dependent. Which Fuwadi is
Yeah.
kind of map dependent, but it doesn't matter with map picker anymore. You know, you don't pick his bad
Yeah. No,
maps.
I get that. But what if like I guess it's super niche scenario, but what if you are playing for Wadi, but the map picker forces you to pick like some sort of maps, so now you're just kind of like at a semi disadvantage because of it.
Well,
That's kind of what my head
because
is.
his old really bad maps are really open maps because you can't charge. But now Forest is like
Yeah.
very small, so that's one of his bad maps
Uh-huh.
gone. And then maybe like My World,
Hmm.
but My World fucking sucks on everybody, so that's not a good.
Yeah, but honestly, yeah, I've been convinced. You can play MS, yeah. I've been convinced.
He's good on Gobble Run. 90% of the monsters here fucking suck on Gobble Run, you know, but he does
I
it.
want to play PCX on Gobble One so much. I want to see how fucking fast the guy is.
Speaking
I am
of,
so mad I never.
oh wait,
Ah, yes.
before we get to your Glorious King, fuck everybody that uses fully black classic Fuwadi, bro. That shit's actually such bitch shit, bro. That's
Especially if you pick
genuinely
like a
such a
really dark,
crutch.
and if you pick a really dark map for it, oh my god, you're one of the worst people I've ever
Like he
known.
already makes no noise charging, but also being fully black just completely adds to that
I
negativity.
sentence you, I sentence you to face rework PCX free for the rest of your days if you use that.
All right, but now I
The
will
one where
let
he
you
can,
take over for your goat, the Blue Ronin
yes,
himself.
my glorious king PCX, the holder of most reworks in the shortest amount of time. So with PCX. He now, more than most, and I'm gonna say it, this is my favorite state of PTX because, and hear me out on this one, other people, you actually have to use skill to win SBTX. You can't just mindlessly use found you and with all of your cooldowns. But because it doesn't take any stamina, you just win chase. No, you have to land your cooldowns. You have to land your found use. You have to land your final X. You have to use jump mid chase in order to keep up. Otherwise, you will not win. You have to use all your cooldowns strategically and use them effectively in order to win a PCX. This is the monster I've been wanting ever since I thought I love playing MX. That's why I got him Diamond because he's now finally a high skill monster that if you mess up, if you fuck up a cooldown, you really feel it and you just lose chase. But if you win that chase, no, well, obviously, if you use your cooldowns right, if you land that found you and you can't run, which honestly I don't care about the new you can't run. I know it's a very contentious take between the two of us, but I think it's just a whatever change. He gets it instantly, but he just can't turn. But yeah, I'd say PTX is 18. You put him in detail, you fucking asshole. It took me a while to see that, you fucking dick.
Where would you put him?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'd say A tier, but because he still has bad maps. But like I said, with like you said, you just don't pick his bad maps, and you can do fine. I'd say he's above Inkfell because he still is really good in shape if he uses his cooldowns right.
Yeah,
And
and he's got
plus with
actual good
jump,
aura reading also. So
yeah. And also with jump, if you sprint and jump, but you let go of sprint, you go into the process of recovering stamina, but you keep your momentum and you keep your speed as if you're running regularly. So that way, that's how you actually keep chase without your cooldowns as PCX.
yeah, and since
People
he's a
need to
low
run that
damage
more.
monster, he doesn't really care about invincible.
Yeah, I got hit by Invincible, and that did nothing. I did not care. I still killed the guy.
Yeah, rewind is just a death sentence. He's just gonna run back. He's gonna get to you faster than you could run. So,
Yeah,
um,
especially if he manages his jump correctly, he can just jump to you instantly, and
yeah,
you just die.
and insert if you cloak like right in front of that PCX, they can just that's a free YCR hit most of the time. So
Yeah, but also you can't see him with Found You because I couldn't see you when I
okay,
used Found You once, and you floated right in front of me.
so
But
that was
yeah,
good at least. But like if a PCX is on you,
honest,
you're not really gonna get the chance. So
yeah, but hey, if you make him with his cooldowns, that's a free win. So you gotta get good, which easier said than done. But you can actually beat Chase against a PCX now. You both have to like get into like this mind game type of thing. But
um,
I'm happy with his state right now. But yeah, Fogborn,
dude, he kind of gets fucked in the ass by upgrades because this whole thing
good.
is like winning, spawning or teleporting on you, running you down, bone breaking you, and then winning chase. Like obviously, if you
Yeah.
whistle, that's just you're gonna die. And now that he can map pick, that probably makes him better. So he's probably like,
It's actually kind of the inverse. Now he kind of wants like open maps instead of like enclosed maps.
yeah. Uh, and there's honestly not a lot of open maps now that Fours got taken, because Fours was his best map, and now it's gone. Like you could my world, but then you got to play on my world, and like trying to use the
Yeah.
teleporter in the springs is a fucking pain in the ass. So,
Also, you can technically Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh isn't a bad map
oh
for
yeah, but then you got to play
Fogborn.
on Gilgamesh.
Yeah, all the worst maps are the maps that Fogborn excels at, which is insane, crazy.
Yeah, because
Uh,
I don't know, because people were saying before that like same thing with Rosemary, that Fogborn was like a secret S tier pick, but I just kind of never like
I did.
felt like that.
I got like that because that fucker is a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Everyone who
but you
plays
also get
Fogborn are
targeted by
fucking
every
assholes.
Fogborn player ever, so
Yeah, I don't know what I did. I don't know. It's a PTX smell. My PTX and it's just radiates off me. It makes every Fogborn player just hate me. I, I don't know why. It's
uh,
not my fault. My foundry was just a better Thunder Warp.
which he gets fucked by cloak. If you hear him thunder warp, just cloak. You know.
Yeah. Which honestly you can because of like all the map wide audio cues. You can just tell when he's using an ability, so you could just.
I think Spring goes
So
here,
yeah.
right under PCX. I would say
Uh,
either under or above PCX. I don't think he's better than Stricken, but I think he's definitely either above PCX or below PCX.
I say he's below because one of Springtrap's main strengths was obviously like, he could just toss the axe, and now he's just way better than you for no reason. But since it's now like a timer on Axis, he just loses so much of that free pressure he can just exude. Plus, with Phantom Step now, correct me, Phantom Step no longer gives stamina, right?
Yeah, no, it just pauses it.
Okay, so without that hits him like really hard. So now like his mid chase is so much weaker because of it. And the axe throw buff was significant. Now he can just freely throw it wherever. And it also spawns in the middle from what you told me. So now he has like a consistent like mid-range 65 damage, but the problem is he actually has to land that, which shouldn't be hard if you're like a good player. But if you use invincible, like if you time the invincible, you just negate the damage, and now he admittedly is now like a really good chase monster, but eventually he's gonna run out of that really good chase
Yeah, he's
monster.
no longer a
Okay,
targeter,
now
which I think is a good change for
thank
him.
God,
He
thank
can't just
God,
run you down for 2 minutes and then win. You gotta have to actually think.
yeah,
But he counters cloak because if they cloak, you just vent error. You know.
oh yeah. Vintage really helps out. I
He
don't know because he got better in axe form, but also without axes, it kind of like took a huge nerf to like his chase potential, and especially with Phantom Step no longer giving stamina, that just really hurts his chase
Yeah, I
potential.
think his worst thing is rewind though. He kind of plays really bad against rewind. It's hard for him to keep chase against rewind. But if you use
Hmm.
invincible, he doesn't care. Like if he gets an axe hit on you, if he's close enough, that's still 2 free hits. So um,
Hmm.
but I think he does really well against every other upgrade. And
No, yeah, I would say I would say he's probably still A tier just because his strengths are still pretty good. But I would probably say he's if you think he's like around the PCX range, then I think he's definitely below because PCX is still way better at chase. His aura reading is way more consistent. He has better damage if he can land his combos. Well, actually, no, probably Spring Trap still has better damage, but point is, I think PCX is better. So I say Spring Trap is like below PCX.
yeah, but above Inkfell because he has actual aura reading. I think
Yeah,
Ward is probably his best map, or not his best map. His one of his worst maps, just because he can't run you down as efficiently. But I think he's
yeah,
good. He's good on every other map. He's just the same Springtrap. Doesn't really have issues with maps.
yeah. Doesn't yeah, especially since you can throw up now, you can actually throw up slopes.
And then
So that helped.
last but definitely not least, I don't think you're even gonna probably argue with me on this one, but like,
Are we gonna say MX is S tier?
yeah, Taba S tier.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I still say he's
He's the goat,
if it
man.
wasn't
He's the
for
goat.
yeah, if it wasn't for Jeff, I would say that I want every monster to be balanced like around the design of MX. But I think MX was and honestly still is
It's
Blade's most
definitely you.
well Blade's best designed monster. I love MX.
Thank you for the follow, bro. Yeah. So MX is definitely he's still really fun to play as. He's still really fun to play against. Uh,
Power Hop got worse. He can't turn with it anymore, which definitely hurts him. But also like the jump sport is now like super inconsistent. Like it's if you do like a short hop, it's like so delayed from last I played. Unless they changed that in like the recent update where apparently they gave Power Hop turning again if you do a short hop.
yeah. So his
But no,
turning is kind of back to where it was the last time. It got changed. His he's probably more map dependent. Honestly, I would say because you can't use pow hop
uh,
like ever. Like you could probably like before be like, oh, if I just turn while using it, But like now it just kind of goes straight. Can't really make the
yeah.
most use of it in most
It's kind of a
situations.
trade off. It got weaker, but in turn, it made Charger Demise slightly better because he can turn with it. It's not like the old 180 turn he used to be able to do when they first added turn to the Charger Demise, but now it's kind of like a it kind of turns like you can't run right now. So he got better with Charging Demise. They nerfed the damage on it, but honestly, MX is just such a punishing monster. If he's able to get his hands on you, that kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah.
MX is just
Um.
really good.
He kind of now that I'm thinking about it, it's still he kind of has issues against upgrades though. He has
Yeah,
issues
how
against
so?
cloak. Invincible is kind of like unless you hit with charge obviously, but like an M1 most of the time is kind of like where you win chase. You get one and then two, and they're usually out of stamina. But now you got to get
Yeah.
three in certain cases. Um,
Yeah.
He's
But also, I
also
feel like with MX, it's not really a problem since he's faster. So it doesn't hurt him as much, but I get what you mean.
and he's actually the only monster in the game that gets hard countered by parry.
Honestly, that's kind of cool.
Because he has so much end lag that if you use it, he can't do anything unless you like run in a
Yeah,
straight line and he charging demises you. Like he can't do anything. But I still think,
yeah.
besides all the negatives that he has, he just has such
I still say he's an
overwhelming.
F.
Yeah, he's such overwhelming like positives. I don't know why I couldn't think of the
Strengths.
word there. That it just overshadows like the slight negatives they have. Like, oh, they cloaked. Now I gotta take my chase. My 20-second chase is now 22 seconds. You know, like
Yeah. MX is still an S tier monster. They just made him take a bit more skill with the whole like reworks of both Power Hop and now with some upgrades. So now MX is a bit harder to play, but honestly, it does like a good change. I like monsters that are
yeah,
semi hard to play, but also they just get so much reward for it.
I think if this tier wasn't bugged, I think I probably have it like this.
Um, your screen kind of like froze for my end,
I put EXE
so I
at the
can't.
bottom of A tier, and I put Sam at the
Uh
bottom
huh.
of C tier from the bug tier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with that.
I'm actually gonna screenshot that for the tiki talk, but I'm gonna put them back into what their spot is. But I think this is. Would you change anything about this tier list?
Um, like I said, the screen kind of like froze to me. So the last thing I see is Springtrap and
Well,
MX at the bottom.
basically, you know, I'll send you a picture on Discord real quick.
Yeah, send me a picture. I'll
You're gonna
talk
see
about it.
my inappropriate photos.
Oh.
Yeah, this is what I have it set up right now as.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree with this. Um. Yeah, I was gonna say I probably think that Nilo is better than Inkfell, but thinking about it, no. I think Inkfell just is so much more punishing.
You can maybe put like. I think the only reason Nyla doesn't go higher is just because he doesn't have any aura reading. Like I
Yeah.
think
I
Forest
mean,
King
Inkfell
honestly
doesn't
beats
really
him
have.
there, so maybe I like might move it like a little bit up,
If you put Forest King above Narrow, I honestly wouldn't argue with that because
just
my
because of
only
aura
problem
reading,
with
you know.
Forest King is that yeah. I mean, Inkfell kind of suffers from the same thing. He doesn't really have aura reading.
I mean, yeah, but he also doesn't really like he does need it, but he kind of doesn't, you know, because he can just zone you
No,
off
I get
on
what you
certain
mean.
maps, you know. Like Nilo
Yeah.
kind of does because
You
he's
know,
a chase monster, and his puddles are like 20 seconds, so they disappear like super fast. So you can't just zone an area out
30
like
seconds.
Inkville can, you know. Like Inkville,
Actually,
those
that 50
portals last like
seconds.
3 minutes, so like those things are fucking
That's
take
it. That's fine.
forever.
That's a fast forever. I am not seeing a single portal decay unless the Inkfell manually destroys it.
They do decay. So if you've ever been like, wow, this portal just blew up to me when I got close, that's it decaying. That's like 90. Like if you
Oh,
weren't in it and it blew up, that's it decaying. But if you were in it
oh
and then
yeah,
it blew
that.
up, then the ink felt manually went ba boom.
I'm gonna be so for with you. I always thought that was just the Inkfell just using Devil's Rage, and I just rolled the dice wrong. And I just got hit for a free
There's been
35.
so many times when I was like doing my ink fill grind, you're like, "What the fuck hit me?" And I'm like, "I'm not even looking at you right now. I'm just pressing two, just for the
Dude,
best."
I swear to God, when you were on your Inkfell grind, that's like one of the most miserable experiences of my life. Because every match, I just got like this random portal that just explodes in my face. I take a 335 and I go, what even happened to me? But since you're also near me when that happened, I just died for free. Yeah, but you know what Inkfell doesn't have that now it has? The heartbeat passive.
Oh damn! But guess what?
Yes.
Inkville can fly higher.
Well, yeah, but like,
So if you
I
like
was
pick,
racist.
so if you pick mainland or my world for some fucking reason, you can fly around as Inkfell. So
Yeah, yeah, but who wins the racism battle between Nile and Inkfell?
I don't think Nilo can talk. Or not Nilo, Inkfell. I think he can't talk.
Yeah, I
So
think that was confirmed. So Nairo wins by definition. So haha, my
yeah,
means better.
Valen might beat him though, low key, because he kind of hates like humans and like lower demons a little bit more. That's the real tier list. Who's
That's
the
a
most racist?
just have their own tiers between Baum and Nairo. They just have their own battle. But yeah, that's everything, right?
Yeah, I think that's every. Oh, we forgot to rate the mask, bro.
I don't even see the mask on this
Yeah,
list.
yeah,
I'm gonna be so
it's
real
so
with you.
worthless. I really couldn't give a shit about the mask. I hope it never comes back. I hate the mask. I hate
Uh,
people that play mask. I hope it comes out as a
I
game
don't
mode,
want
as
to.
like infection, even though we kind of already have an infection game mode. But I wouldn't mind honestly with mask also, because there's some
I
people
don't
that
want to
don't
go. I
have.
think mask is better than.
You think?
Go on.
Dude, you're
I
gonna say
think mask is better than vapor.
Vapor's not that dog shit, bro. That is horrifying. I made a video a while back saying that like is Vapor the worst monster? I had like a bunch of Vapor mains
Yeah.
crucifying me in the comments because
No, I saw the video.
like at least with Vapor you can actually chase people because Mass you just walk up to them, they run, they use 20 stamina, and then you just lose chase and you can't do anything about it. You gotta hope the monster blocks them off, and then you could come from the other angle and maybe get like 1-2 free hits off. So you get death threats from the monster player for stealing their fucking XP. So
Honestly, unironically, yeah, that one server where we had like 6 mask users, I almost became Nilo. I became the real life. I almost became in real life Nilo.
but yeah, I think
But
that's the tier list. I don't think there's anything else we could add, honestly.
no, not really. I said my piece about BCX. I'm happy where he is. Don't change him, please.
Okay, I won't.
He says. And then tomorrow, I wake up to see PCX getting 18 new changes.
I'm gonna tell him Blade to rework him right now.
I roll the every night before I go to bed. I roll the dice. Will PCX get changed? It lands on heads every time. That's when I know I'm safe. If it lands on tails, I know I'm fucked.
Nerf him so his balls get cut off next patch.
No.
All right, but I think that's gonna be the end of the video for today. I think I'm gonna end stream, but I'm gonna
I
post it on
valid.
TikTok later. My
All
family
right.
kind of needs me
When's
for
the
something.
valid? All right. Then I won't hold you.
But you're good. Well, it was fun talking to you.
Oh, yep. Everyone in the comments. No, you already ended stream, didn't
No,
you?
no, I OBS open, so you have 2
Uh,
seconds.
uh, uh, everyone in the comments, say that my opinions are way better than his because I'm cooler.
Oh, and stream ended. Oh my god. Oh, dang, they didn't catch that part. Oh, that's so
No,
weird. That's so weird.
no, 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 it's bad.